The Mets. Yes, the New York Mets. They ended up acquiring Francisco Lindor. Yes, Francisco Lindor is officially now a New York Met. The trade ended up happening this early afternoon. I woke up and I heard my phone going off. My boss texted me, and I'm like, Lindor. I'm like, I checked Twitter immediately. Francisco Lindor is officially now a New York Met. I was like, oh my god! I couldn't believe it. I honestly really couldn't believe it. I thought originally like the Mets' next move was gonna be George Springer, but for the Mets to acquire Francisco Lindor, who is easily a top 3, maybe even the best shortstop in baseball right now. You could have your debate whether it's Fernando Tatis or whatever, Corey Seager, Trevor Story, you name it. Francisco Lindor is in the upper echelon on top shortstops in baseball. And for the Mets to have him in Queens, yes, in Queens, is a big deal. I mean, I can't remember the last time the Mets made this big of a trade. I gotta think maybe Johan Santana, when they acquired him back, I think it was in 2005, 6, something like that. Wow, no, this is incredible. This is an incredible trade. The Mets ended up giving up Amed Rosario and Andres Gimenez, along with pitching prospect, Wolf, and Isaiah Green. But yeah, no, I mean this is incredible. I mean, for the Mets to get that, and they didn't just get Francisco Lindor. They ended up acquiring Carlos Carrasco, which that is getting swept under the rug right there. Because think about it, Carlos Carrasco is a really good pitcher. Is he one of the top 15 best pitchers in baseball? No, he's not, but he's very durable. I mean, the man beat cancer. The man ended up beating cancer. So that right there, I mean, that says a lot about him. I mean, that he's willing to battle. But wow, Francisco Lindor is a Met. Carlos Carrasco is a Met. That is going to bolster that pitching rotation. I'm very, very excited for this. I mean, now this instantly makes us a threat. A threat in the NL. Yes, we are in contention. It's 1 and 1A at this point with us and the Braves. We might be 1A. The Braves might be 1. But overall, I got to say that job well done by Jared Porter. Job well done by Steve Cohen. Job well done by Sandy Alderson. I mean, we as Met fans, we were getting frustrated. We heard Steve Cohen saying that, we're going to spend money. It doesn't matter about the dollar. We're not going to spend like drunken sailors or whatever he said. But we're going to try to acquire, the acquisition. It's no longer about how much. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, just do something. I mean, James McCann can't be the only acquisition we have. And that's a really good acquisition right there. I would have preferred JT Realmuto, but I completely understand. He wants to be under the luxury tax. But they got Francisco Lindor. He's on his final year. I imagine they ended up making this trade because of the fact that they know that they're going to be able to re-sign him. I don't know for how much. I'm going to assume maybe 7 years, 220. If I'm the Mets, I'm not going to go anything over 250 if it's a 7-year contract. But do I believe he's going to get $300 million? No, I do not. I don't think he's a $300 million player. I think there's only certain players in baseball that are like that. Juan Soto, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts. I wouldn't put Cody Bellinger in that discussion right there. You had Garrett Cole that got that. I believe Jacob deGrom is worth that type of money, because if you're going to give Garrett Cole $300 million, you certainly could give Jacob deGrom. But there's only certain players that belong in that $300 million club. But Francisco Lindor is just a tier below that, but he is one of the best, if not better, players at shortstop. And honestly, like, this bolsters our infield. So right now, at the way that we have it, at catcher, James McCann. Now, we're going to assume that there is no DH in the NL this year. I mean, anything can happen from now until spring training. But it's going to be Pete Alonso at first base. Second base, you're going to have Jeff McNeil, who's at his natural position. You're going to have Francisco Lindor as shortstop, who has tons of range. You're going to have J.D. Davis at third. At center, question mark. That's if the Mets don't get George Springer. I imagine they will. I don't know what's the holdup, but this definitely, puts them in the front runner seat for George Springer. But as of right now, Brandon Nimmo at center. At left field, you're going to have Dominic Smith, and at right field, Michael Conforto. But the Mets have tons of things to do until the start of the season. They need to give an extension on Michael Conforto. We cannot forget about that. The Mets do need to give an extension to Michael Conforto. He is one of our better bats in that lineup. I mean, you put him on any other lineup, I mean, this guy's going to be starting. This guy's going to be batting anywhere between the 2 through 5 hole. So, I mean, job well done by Mets ownership and the whole organization. Now it's time for you got to try to acquire George Springer. If the Mets do not sign George Springer, it's a complete failure by them because they were the front runners, and you shouldn't be able to lose them to the Toronto Blue Jays of all teams. All right, I mean, are the Blue Jays going to play in Toronto this year? I highly doubt it. If they are, we're still going to call them the Buffalo Blue Jays. All right, and what's it called? You got to give an extension to Michael Conforto. You got to give an extension to Francisco Lindor. So the offseason is still not finished. You have Carlos Carrasco, who's going to most likely be your number 2. That's a huge improvement because this buys more time for Noah Syndergaard. He's most likely going to end up coming back by mid-August, if anything like that, which is important. I believe we're going to make the playoffs this year. I highly do believe that. Most likely a wild card. If not, we're going to win the NL East. And look, the Scott, everything is just going up. With Steve Cohen becoming owner of the New York Mets, I want to say by less than 4 months. And look what he has already done. He has changed the culture. He has changed, how we're going to perceive as fans on what to expect. This would have never happened if Jeff Wilpon, was owner. All right, the coupons are officially out. Thank God. And wow, we have something to look forward to. I haven't been this excited since the Mets ended up sweeping the Chicago Cubs in 2015 to go to the World Series. But yes, Francisco Lindor is a Met. I am super excited about that. And I just can't wait till we get to spring training. And come on, let's go, Steve. Let's go, Jared Porter. We got more moves to go. Let's acquire George Springer. If you can squeeze in a trade for Nolan Arenado, let's do it. Why don't we go for it? You said 3 to 5 years we need to win a ring. Why don't we just win it now? Win it now at the latest next year so we could, start this train rolling, all right? It's a beautiful time to be a fan of New York sports. The Mets are doing well. The Knicks, they're ascending. They're above 500. You got the Brooklyn Nets who have KD and Kyrie. I mean, everything is going right. I mean, I don't cover hockey, but I'm hearing that the Rangers and the Islanders are doing, above expectations from what we expected from them. So it's a beautiful fan to be part of New York sports right now. I'm super excited for the MLB season to come. The off season is cooking, and then we got more to come. And then lastly, I mean, the Cleveland made another trade. They ended up trading what's it called? I forgot his name. I think it was Allen, if I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 second. It was I don't want to be able to get the wrong name. Yeah, they ended up trading. The Cleveland Indians ended up trading Brett Gardner. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Yankees ended up trading Brett Gardner for Cleveland Indians. What's it called? Outfielder, the immortal, Greg Allen. So very exciting stuff. Greg Allen is the biggest acquisition right now for the New York Yankees. So congratulations, New York Yankees. You got the legendary Greg Allen. All right, then. All right, guys. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. And let's go Mets, guys. Let's go Mets.